Hello everyone, petar.jacimovic here from vicofanalysis.com. I want to post the update on the British pound US dollar and also update about the USD. I spoke yesterday in the previous days, and it's a very good progress so far. Since I did update yesterday, we are right now. I have the two buying positions. From this stage here, I'm about 60 pips, both of these positions, and I added one more smaller one at retesting of this cluster again, my trading plan is basically after the breakout of the highs of the cluster, you can basically add 2 times on some retests. Later on you can add once more, and the rule is that you always add positions with smaller one than the original positions. So if I have, for example, 20 lot size, I will add 10 or 5, just to add the smaller positions in the trading if the progress is good and we have a space for this, and projection of this space is really about 500-600 pips, and absolutely we expect this cluster here to be on the test, very strong resistance, and one of my targets is here, and there I will close one, cash one, and then let others, and maybe let others and wait for the breaks on this, and so on and so on. So maybe I add more and more into the winning position after some good after the good progress. That's a very important thing. It's the adding positions. If position is good and progress is good and analysis is right, you just follow that and trade your plan. So as you know, I have position actually another account in this stage here. I added here and here, so basically we see the trading range. We know I spoke a lot about yesterday about why I built position, because the massive selling climax, then absorption of that selling climax. This was a bar of 115 pips, volume spike of 200-300 pips, increasing from the average, and then we went to the trading range, which is what we like, and we know investors exit their selling positions from the top here, from this area here. They exit and they start to build to be the bullish, to watch for upward movements. So basically I saw the trading range here. I know this one I spoke about. I will zoom in. This here is absolutely to shake out the weak holders, the retail traders, to shake them out, to shake out the scalpers who did scalp it here from up to down. This actually here is the same thing, just from the opposite here. Close the sellers or scalpers here, and then when they starting to buy and they think this trading range will work and they can benefit and earn a lot, and then another shakeout here, because they are scalpers, they cannot afford this 30 pips drop. They have the few pips below lows and swing lows or swing highs, so it's easily taking stop losses here, taking stop losses here from them, while the investors and smart traders actually are positioning here to the upward, right? Because they know the background is much stronger than anything else. If you see the background and you understand the logic and what's going on in the market, you have the big advantage comparing to the other traders, investors. That's very important thing. Why I built it here, how I knew the price will go and break out this, and even I got some comment on the Forex Factory thread. Do I'm afraid or worried about the big news from yesterday? I said I'm not worried at all, and because I did have stop loss at that time at this stage here. I have the risk of 0.5, and if this happened, that's it. I watched the other opportunity. I know that news are bringing just liquidity. If the background is strong and investors are bullish, they will not let this price, and they will do everything to push the higher price, without going to this area here. So I'm not afraid of any news if I understand where is the market and what the background is on the market, what's going on in the market. Basically, the fear. I will tell you one thing, because previously in the few weeks I spoke with few potential investors, and the main thing investors are very scared actually in the trading, it's to actually have the risk, and they don't understand that risk is together with investing. The time you invested, you put to risk. And many of investors, they are happy with I don't know, 15% yearly, 20% with 10% drawdown and stuff like that. I mean, that's fine, but any serious hedge fund or big institutions can give them that. You don't need to you want much more, because fear comes from the don't knowing what you're doing. Fear comes to when you don't have the knowledge. When you have no knowledge proper, you don't understand, then the fear is coming. When everyone is afraid, it's same like on the stock market. It's same thing. When everyone is afraid to buy, you need to be very optimistic if you want to be a professional investor and trader and speculator. Everyone is afraid to buy near the highs. Everyone is afraid to buy into the trading range. Everyone is afraid to do transactions before the news. So when you will trade, you're too afraid to do anything, and this is the reality in the financial market. Stock markets are best when they are going to the new highs, or they're very near the highs, after some consolidation patterns and so on and so on. But most of the investors and traders, they're afraid to buy something which is going higher, and after some consolidation period or correction, which is that mindset. It's what I'm also teaching in my mentorship program. That type of mindset you need to have if you want to build good success. And not just that, if you're too afraid to do anything, and if you want very I want a 5% drawdown, and one investor came to me, I want a 5% drawdown and I want a 20% return or 15% yearly. I said, that's fine, that's achievable, but does that really point you, when you can earn much more, why you will focus and limit yourself with that drawdown of 5%? Why? Because of the fear. Fear is the worst thing, and it's directly integrated with don't know, and directly integrated with the knowledge. If you have no knowledge, you will be feared about everything. You will not risk. Let's risk a 0.1, and let's be happy with 10% yearly. What's that? If you have knowledge, you can earn up to 100%, more than 100% on forex. Easily with 1% risk per position, or 0.5, with 0.5% per position, and of course big knowledge and understanding the market, you are able to earn 60, 70, 100% yearly. Why will limit yourself to be happy with 15% and low drawdown? There is no reason, because smart investors, smart traders will earn much more, and you will earn that in the next 10 years. They will earn that in a 1 year, because they have the knowledge. They're not afraid to, because they have the knowledge. I didn't say you will trade with no stop loss or stuff like that. No, but you don't need to trade 0.1. You can trade 0.5. You can trade even 1%, if you know what you're doing. And that's the point. So why will I limit myself? Because of the fear. I'm in investing business and I will be feared. So then this business is not for this kind of people. This business is about risk and profit. It's not important how many times you got stop loss, how many times you can have. It's important how much you earn where you're in plus, and how much you lose when you're in minus. If I have the minimum risk reward ratio 1.3, 1.4, and I risk 1%, for example, I can lose 4 in a row, but one good setup, I'm back totally. And even I can earn much more than 1415. So I gather two free consecutive good setups, and I do adding into the good position. I can be 1.5 1.6 ratio. I mean, I can, this is all about risk reward ratio, managing and understanding the market and what's going on in the market. And basically, traders, how to say that, investors. Imagine you're an investor, and you trade, for example, New York Stock Exchange. You're in the New York. You trade the stocks, and there is a lot of investors. The big investors, we have no margin, so they buy the 10 million shares. They spend millions and millions dollars, and all capital is in that company, shares of that company. They trade. Some of them traded no margins at all. So basically, they did the quality research of fundamentals and technical analysis, and when everything is good for them, they start to buy shares of company and adding later on into that if everything is good. Some of investors have the 10% rule. So basically, imagine they buy the 10 million shares, and they have the stop loss 10%. So they accept 10% drop, and they take basically the loss of the 10%. Some of them, so that's the minimum, 8 to 10% loss restriction on the stock, or even with no margin at all. If you know what you're doing, you even don't need, absolutely can trade without margin and go all full investing in the company shares. So these investors know what they're doing, and they're not feared to do what it's need to be done. So imagine how to say that, you have the knowledge, and you say, I will limit myself and trade, and build a very low drawdown. What we speak about, drawdown low, it's okay, but what is for me, even if you have 20% drawdown, but you earn constantly year by year, you earn 100% return, 100 something, 100, around 100%. What's about 20%? You have a lot of capital. 20%, it's not the end of the world. It's many of the large institutions, they have been in the much worse situation, even 30-40% in minus, but with their trading and their money management rules and risk reward setups, they back that very, very, in the next few months they can back that. So they're not afraid. Again, when you have knowledge, you're not afraid, and if you limit yourself with the drawdown, you limit yourself with profit, and everything directly came from the fear. So that's all about, and I wanted to say that because you must understand this business. It's I didn't say that you can trade without stop loss. No, it's you must have the stop loss on forex, and I have in every setup stop loss, and it's all good. But to be too how to say that, too feared to trade, and you have knowledge to be the fear, and to trade very small size just because you like the very low drawdowns, you're already limited yourself, and you're like bunch of other investors. There is a millions of investors with the same attitude, and that's why they cannot build any large success. But when you meet some very high net worth, let's say, investor, and a very smart investor, the story and the background, he will tell it's totally different. So you must understand that investing is about knowledge. If you have knowledge, you're not feared. You know your limits, you know your worth, and you can trade according to that. Even the Richard Wyckoff in investing in stocks got some 15% For example, he put the risk or buy companies or 20, but he going for minimum 134, 1.5 ratio, you know, minimum. Usually he take 187, 19, you know. So that's the probability. This is about the stock, but on the forex, to trade the 1%, it's totally fine if you have knowledge and you understand everything. To trade the short term to intraday, let's say short-term trading, it's 1%. It's totally fine with knowledge. So you'll be able to earn, if you go to Premier 1.3, to earn 3 to 4% in a single setup. Adding the smaller positions, yeah, even that, it's bringing you more profits. And it's just like that. I keep in mind, for example, 3 setups in a row, and then one average setup cover that. So there is no need to be afraid. You gather a few good setups, 3-4 in a row, you're up about 12%. You will need about 12-13 setups to go to break even. It's a very, very already big situation at that point. So that's how you build account. That's how you are above any other traders investor. That's how you doing this smartly. And if you go like logic, like many investors will, many investors think that you go the very low drawdowns, and you limit yourself directly about the profits. Then you're like a bunch of other investors, and a bunch of other traders. So then you'll have no knowledge. You're feared of everything. You're feared of losing even 1%. So forget about investing. Investing is about knowing what you're doing and put the money for the much higher return. You risk something to have much higher return. If you have a good, strong knowledge, you're going and risk, for example, 1%. If someone who don't have no knowledge, he will risk 0.2%, and you will earn in a 1 year 100%. He will earn whatever. He will earn 15-20%. So you earn like 5 times more per year, and your drawdown is the bigger. For example, it's 15%, and his drawdown is 5 to 7. But in the end of the day, how much profit you get, how much he got, because we speak about here about the profit. None of them will lose the whole account, whole balance. That's the point. If you know what you're doing, so you don't care about the drawdown if you have the profits year by year. So that's the point. So don't never watch it that way. So first of all, build the knowledge. Learn what's most important thing on the technical aspect. Learn about the fundamentals. Learn how to build a high probability setups. Learn to be patient about the profits. Add into the winning positions. Don't add into the losing positions, and so on and so on. You need a big knowledge to understand the whole thing about the trading in global and investing, not just on forex. Again, also any other financial market, including the stocks. I trade both of them. I trade the forex and investing in the stocks. So again, if you like to learn my method, 7 days course, and not just method like method, I will teach you everything about managing and how to proper control the capital and not be feared to trigger setups and hold setups. And you just need to have knowledge and to build a plan and to stick with plan and trade according to that. That's it for this analysis. And by the way, on the cable, again, I'm bullish. This is a retesting of the big cluster after the breakout of trading range, which is a clear reaccumulation here, which is worth about a few hundred pips, 300 to 500 pips. My first target is area where is this swing highs, this resistance around 1.4, 1.5 for 190. I added smaller position on the retest here. Added smaller position, stop loss. It's pretty much the area where I bought these 2 positions yesterday. So that's about the pound. So pretty bullish on the pound. USD, what I told you yesterday. So just watch my clip yesterday when everyone think selling, selling, selling the euro, euro is in big downtrend and so on and so on. I told you be careful with any selling, since we may go to retest again this and later on back into the trading range, and then later on probably breaks totally this and go to big accumulation on the euro, and we may see few hundred pips, 500-600 pips for sure, if this later on breaks above the trading range and continue higher. This area where we may see massive bullish movement. So be careful when selling. Still, I'm neutral on the euro. It's not attractive pair for me to build any positions comparing to the GBP, which is very healthy and strong. So I will watch euro, but I pay attention on this trading range and so on, but nothing now to build here. That's it. Wish you good trading and have a nice day.